Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a balanced rack, fairly bingo-y tiles, but I'm not seeing a 7. I think the U and the duplicate D scupper my bingo prospects somewhat. If opponent changes, they don't. So do any of these floaters give me a bingo? Not seeing anything with the P or the A. What about the G? Doesn't look synergetic with the tiles I've got. Now, E could be part of an ED ending. No, not seeing anything there. So what I could do is play dud, and I'm playing it this side of page. It would also play to the right, but that would create a super hot Z spot. So dud for 16. Wow, this looks very close to a bingo. Is there a 7 here? Not seeing one. How about the floating P? I have the Asian ending with I and S. Not seeing an 8 with the P. Gosh, that looks so bingo-y though. Am I missing something? I've got the anti-prefix with iOS. Now let me consider these 2-letter sets. DA. No, UG. Very unlikely. DE. No, so this is a very difficult rack where only 1-point tiles. It's very close to a bingo. I'm reluctant to wreck the rack. Now, opponents played pace. A couple of new floaters. Anything with the C. Wow, that looks bingo in. It will be high probability if it exists. So action plus IS. Not seeing it. Is my Scrabble head on? Not seeing a bingo with the C and the E. Well, that creates 5 vowels. There are 5 vowel 8s, but I'm not seeing one with this set. So the difficulty here is scoring and deciding whether or not to wreck the rack. So I can sort the rack out very easily by playing OI. A page is good. This is a good 5-letter set. I'm not creating anything massive. And the score is wretched. However, I'm keeping a very good rack leave. And if I got the highest possible score, I would be trashing the rack and I wouldn't be scoring that much more. So through a T, I would have ostinati. Do I have anything through the A? No. Okay, this doesn't feel good. I think this would be slightly better, given how good this rack cleave is, especially with C and E. Just wondering if I do have a bingo through this E. Satine is an amazing 6-letter stem. It goes with a lot of pairs of letters. Does it go with I-O? Well, we'll find out later. So I have he matins through this E. Is there a 7 here? I'm not sure there is. Fantastic. Opponent plays quickly and blocks 1E, but provides another. So I am bingoing. If I had a 7, it may play in column 5. But I'm not seeing a 7, so let me get the bingo down that I have seen. He matins for 80. Not bad for a pick. Not seeing a 7, but it's a balanced rack. Could there be an 8? Opponent, well, I was expecting them to play across row H to this triple word square, providing a floater, but they played down. So not seeing a 7. Where are the floaters? There's C. That's about it. Possibly the H. I don't have anything which goes after US, and nothing great does. Oda takes a C. So maybe I've got to play in column 5. I've given up on finding a bingo. Or have I? I've got the co-prefix. There's DE as a floating pair. No, I'm not seeing a bingo. So what do I have in column 5, placing a C here? That would force, well, an A or a C. So I could play mace. 27 points. Slightly vowel heavy rack leave. Can I avoid that? Let me just put a couple of these back. I could also have OC in this spot. If I play AC, can I burn the O? I could with acro, but I don't really want to do that. What about macro, just for the points? 29 points. I'm coming back to my original thought of mace for 27. Well, the O isn't a great tile, and having retained one, I've now got 2. And there are a lot of short words with 2 O's. There just aren't many bingos, so this isn't a difficult rack to deal with. I'm just not going to bingo with it. I do have an H for going next to this M. £36 points for opponent. I still lead, but not by much. So I don't have very much in column 4, ending in H. So how can I sort this rack out? A play of Hoy would achieve that. And that does play here. Let me see what this scores. And what about Hui? Or Hooli, keeping ER. That's a nice rack leave. 31 points. I quite like this. Yeah, I'm going with this. Oh wow, not a good pick at all. All 1-pointers and not bingo-y. Wretched, wretched draw. I do lead, but only by a bingo. How to sort this rack out? Well, I certainly want to split up the owls and play off the U. Great, opponent is not bingoing. My L can go next to OUS, but I'm not going to play the U in that in column 10. Where are the scoring tiles on the board? So Well, I was just looking at playing Lauer. This takes a C and an F in front. Both C's have gone, but there's one F to come, so it's a volatile play, but it scores 19 points. Let me keep that in mind as I look for something better. Can I get value from this Y? No, I don't think I can. What about the M? Well, what about doing this and keeping hold of the R? Only 14 points. Doesn't feel great. But it is playing off the tiles I want to play off. Only one L to come. Quite a few R's. And I'm avoiding creating that volatile F spot. Can I play off more tiles? That's the other thing, which is worth considering, given there are 2 blanks to come, and this rack leave isn't fabulous. But I wasn't seeing anything particularly great on my rack. Well, I could play Rule or Lauer somewhere. I'm getting 14 here. What about playing Lauer here? That's only 13 and I'm turning over 2 more tiles. I'm going, this may not be good. It is good, fantastic. But I draw dreadfully, absolutely dreadfully. B, K and V, only one vowel. And opponent bingos. So I trail and I'm in trouble. Wow, that is a brutal draw. And I got only 13 points. And look how nice these tiles that I played look compared to the ones on my rack. So how can I sort this rack out in a hurry? Ordinarily, one's first thought is the V, but since I have so many big tiles, and I'd like to play off at least 2 of them, it may be worth playing off the B and the K first. But how to do that? Well, what about doing this Cavall for 34 points, burning the V? I quite like this. I'm not keeping any vowels, but I only had 1 to start with, so I think to get a score like this, I'm going to have to play my vowel. I'm going with this. Still only 1 vowel, but better than none. I have dwarf on my rack. Does that play anywhere? And has opponent picked a back-to-back bingo from the bag? Still both blanks unseen. No, so just 30 points. However, that's quite a lot. I trail by 20. What can I do? 8 minutes on my clock. I definitely want to turn over tiles with these blanks out there. So, I can play Frown. Since I trail, blocking bingo lanes is not great, but I don't trail by much. And opponent bingoing would really take this game away from me. But I think the main reason I'm playing here is score and turning over tiles and getting rid of the W with the F. So I'm not really sacrificing points to make this play. I'm not seeing a better spot. But is that really the case? Let me put this back because Y is good. So I could play Braw up here. 32 points, this is better. Yeah. Yep, although I am burning my vowel, I'm just getting so many more points. Am I going with this? Is there anything even better? Nope, not seeing it. And I still miss the blanks. This is getting to the point where surely a blank is on opponent's rack. Well, not that it's been played. So, do I have a bingo through this O? I think it's unlikely. Not seeing one. But this rack is pretty decent now. Opponent has taken out row B as a bingo lane. I only trail by 14. So if I play frog, then the board is even less bingo-y. There are some lanes as row J for bingos beginning with S. And Aus takes a T, so ST bingos play in column 14, but it's not a wide open board. And if neither of us bingo, I'm in with a decent shout of coming out on top. Gosh, Q, V, X, Y and Z. Let me count the remaining vowels. 9 out of 27, hardly any vowels, therefore the play of frog. For 16, keeping 2 vowels is pretty good. 6 minutes on my clock. I'm just thinking about playing frond. With so few vowels, opponent's unlikely to have a 6-letter play, and also frond obstructs 7-letter bingos through the B. I am going with this. Oh, wow, and I still missed the blanks. I've drawn the Q, but I do have A and T to play cat, but is there anywhere for that? Yes, cat and thin. And opponent bingos with both blanks, and ST bingo in column 14, 77 points, 9 tiles in the bag. I trail by a bingo. Wow, that's brutal. Hins doesn't take anything, so opponent has not created any new lanes. And I think my race is run. I can play cat up here for 36 points. That's going to take me to 300. Trail by 34. Maybe a big Z play in row O could give me a chance, but I think it's unlikely. Is there anywhere better for cat or for my Q? Can't use the U of goods. Can't play in row O. Yeah, I am going with this. Wow, a lot of vowels. But I don't... well, opponent gets the Z. Fantastic score. Leads by 100, and there's no way back. I have got a hopelessly non-bingo-y rack. 4 minutes on my clock. Only one vowel to come, plus the Y. But that's just going to hinder opponent rather than prevent them from winning. So, what do I want to do? Is there any point in opening a lane? No, it's not going to win. And I can't leave myself with even a remotely bingo-y rack leave playing off 1 or 2 tiles. I can't play in row C. I don't have anything to go under the I. So, can I play through V and N? And I'm really looking for spots where I can play vowels. surprisingly, given the vowel drought that was identified, they are all on my rack. Yep, so I have vein here. 15 points. I don't think I can do much better than that. Wow, suddenly the rack doesn't look too far away from a bingo. However, I don't have a 7. There are no floaters. And opponent takes out the only floating pair of tiles, which could have given me a 9. And a nice score of 34 points. So, opponent has got VNRT. Are they stuck with the V? 2 minutes on my clock. Well, they have nav through the A of hematins. Where else could the V play? Dev is good. Well, I can't block both of those. But opponent's not going out in 1. So can I go out in 2? Surely I can. Oh, well, 1 minute on my clock. Maybe I can't. This board looks more open than it is. It's hard to spot many places where plays can be made. And if I stick a vowel out, that's going to be helpful for opponents. So why don't I play Gee here? Ales looks like a Rackley, which may go out somewhere. Ales and Sail. Not seeing anywhere so far. Ales and tabs, that does the job. 1 minute on my clock. Tab takes an A, so I can actually play sail here for 19. And the final score, 355 to me, 451 to opponent, a winning margin of 96 points, so well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a brutal game. Fairly close, and then it wasn't. So it was opponent to go first. They play page. Phew, no missed bingo here. I played dud. Duad is being suggested, but I think the A helps this rack leave. And only 2 more points. Pace for 16 for opponent. Now, oh wow, there is a bingo. And it's through DE, Ideations, 9-letter play. Difficult to spot, but it is in my card box, so that is one which got away. And after that, very slim pickings indeed. So I'm happy with IO for 10, which is about 10 off the pace, but keeps a very good 5-letter set. Obviously, the bingo would have been best. 17 for opponent, and I have hematins for 80. So I'm in decent shape. I lead by 50. Dreadful rack for opponent. They play Paiu. Phew, no missed bingo here, but A8. Creepage. I didn't consider front extensions for page. That would have been nice. Mace is what I played. I could have played Racine in the same spot, but for only 4 more points, so I think this play is fine. My opponent plays goods for 36. And another missed bingo through the G. Rheology. Wow. Okay, tricky one to see, but it was there. One can hardly blame one's tiles when bingos go begging. So I play Hooley for 31, which compares reasonably well with the plays that aren't the bingo. Opponent plays fee, and this was the critical move. All of these plays wreck the rack, and I did a similar racking play. Yeah, and if you're keeping junk like this, or the 2 letters I kept, 5 random tiles always carry the potential to wreck your rack, or to provide a really difficult rack next turn. Now look at this, it doesn't look great for opponent, but there is a bingo there. And 3 in fact, all through the same tile. So this is the first really problematic rack I had, and I played Cavell for 34, bend f14. Where's that? Oh, bend and ab coming down. Opening column 15, I prefer my play. Opponent with the blank plays knob. And again, there are plays in column 14, but they open column 15, so I'm reluctant to play there, especially when I can get 32 for braw. Opponent with both blanks plays jib. No bingo here, and this is a tricky one. So I play frond for 21, which is off the pace, but I think all of these, well, certainly the top plays are again playing in column 14. Now, opponent is not going to fail to bingo with this rack. They have blotters in row O if I hadn't played frond. So they play stouter for 77. I've got a fairly junky rack. I play cat. Opponent draws magnificently, gets 69 for Zori, 3 tiles in the bag. And none of the options at this stage are really taking into account the possibility of setting up a bingo, so it's hard to regard any of these as optimal. I'm short on time. I play Vane. Opponent plays Nixie. And now I'm just looking for an out in 2, and I think I find one with Guy. Opponent plays Tav, and I go out with Sail for 19. However, A14, Lias actually scores 1 more point. And that was the end of the game. So absolutely, well, brutal stuff, but Scrabble is a brutal game. You're always at the mercy of the tile bag, and you're also at the mercy of your own errors. And I had 2 missed bingos in this game, Ideations and Rheology, both of which could have sent the game on a completely different course. But that wasn't to be, so many congratulations to opponent on their victory. I hope you enjoyed watching this game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.